Here at noon, 36-year-old Dr. Albert Cowie of Amherst faces federal drug charges today. Prosecutors say this board-certified radiologist wrote hundreds of illegal prescriptions. Those prescriptions were for drugs, including hydrocodone, Percocet, and oxycodone, among other narcotics. He's accused of keeping some and even injecting a prostitute with heroin. News 4's Katie Alexander joins us now live from Amherst, where she's been following these developments. Katie.
Teresa, federal officials tell us Dr. Albert Cowie was arrested at his practice here in Amherst around 7:45 this morning. He's a practicing radiologist at Digital Imaging Associates, and according to this criminal complaint, he's been writing hundreds of illegal prescriptions for years. The U.S. Attorney's Office, the DEA, FBI, and Amherst police laid out their case against Dr. Cowie this morning. They say between January 2010 and March of last year, he wrote 280 prescriptions for a handful of people who were not his patients, including one who's a prostitute with whom he had a relationship. The criminal complaint says those people, who are now cooperating as witnesses, kept a lot of the pills for themselves, but they did return some to the doctor for his own personal use. The investigation into Dr. Cowie started back in 2013. It was prompted by an Amherst police officer who became suspicious after responding to a report of a domestic disturbance at Cowie's house. That's where he says he found and seized pill bottles belonging to someone else, as well as syringes and a prescription pad. Now, Cowie is charged with unlawful distribution of a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance by fraud, and conspiracy to commit a drug felony.
Doctors, more than anyone, have an obligation to work within their legal powers to prescribe prescription pills, particularly opiate-based prescription pills. More than anyone in the community, they know that the improper handling of prescription pills is like giving a loaded gun to a felon.
Dr. Cowie was essentially a drug dealer disguised as a doctor.
If Cowie is convicted on these charges, he faces up to 20 years in prison, a $1 million fine, or both. He's scheduled to make his first appearance in court at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And prosecutors say at this point they are not planning to charge any of the people that Cowie is accused of writing illegal prescriptions for. Reporting live in Amherst, Katie Alexander, News 4 at noon.
Katie, thank you. And I know the U.S. Attorney's Office says that Albert Cowie is the fifth doctor they've been able to charge with violating federal narcotics trafficking laws. Agents arrested some nurses and other healthcare professionals for similar offenses. U.S. Attorney HOCHUL says that sends a strong message about how seriously they take this type of crime.